浩东选手，这也是 EDG 第3次参加到5位7月的国际赛事当中了。想问一下，在你们之前的这样的一个参赛经历当中，你们学习到了什么？以及说为了这一次的东京大师赛，你们有怎样的一个准备呢？
前面2次都是在失败中吸取经验吧。然后我觉得现在的话，吸取了2次失败的经验，这一次应该用上了，得用上了。
Well, we learned a lot from the losses before in the previous 2 times international tournament. I think with these 2 times, I feel like we've learned a lot and improved a lot as a team in this time's VCT Tokyo.
Thank you. Next question goes to BuZz from Ashir Ahmed at the Spike GG. Your run at the lock-in event was quite surprising. How do you think you have managed to prove yourselves, and how does the team confidence look like for this event?
버즈 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 일단 락인 때 굉장히 좋은 모습을 보여줬는데 이번 마스터즈에서는 좀 얼마나 보여줄 수 있는 자신감이 있는지, 좀 어떤 부분들을 기대하고 있는지 궁금합니다.
일단은 뭐 락인 끝나고 나서도 저희가 더 좋은 모습을 보여줄 수 있을 거라고 확신도 들었고, 일단은 이 도쿄 마스터즈 오기 전에 일단은 퍼시픽에서 이제 준우승이라는 한 번의 좌절도 겪었었는데, 그거를 통해서 좀 더 얻은 것도 많고, 이 도쿄 마스터즈 통해서도 저희가 조금 할 게 많거든요. 예, 말씀은 못 드리는데 보여드릴 것도 엄청 많아가지고 기대하셔도 좋을 것 같아요.
Well, after lock-in, I felt like we could perform better, and losing in the grand finals in APEC, I just felt like it was a wake-up call for us. It hurt, but we were able to take away a lot, learn from it, and there's still a lot of things to be done. Some of the things that I really can't say at the press conference, but we're still kind of trying to build on it, and I'm pretty confident in how we would perform in Masters. I have high expectations for the team.
Thank you. Next question goes to Zeta from Strafe. What was the focus for the team while preparing for VCT Masters Tokyo?
We're preparing for Masters Tokyo about to test our experience for big tournament like international, which is like Tokyo. Like our previous lock-in tournament was not really good, we expected, but for this tournament, I think we prepared pretty well compared to before. So I think we are just looking forward to show up the good fight on this tournament.
Thank you. Next question for Life. Similarly, this is your second time playing an international event, but for the rest of the team, Tokyo will be the first international experience. How did you guys prepare for it?
这个问题给到的是 Live 选手，对于你来讲，这是你的第2次国际舞台的一个表现。那对于可能队伍的其他人来说，这都不是他们的第1次国际赛事经验。那想问一下你们的一个准备情况是什么样子的？
我们对于这次比赛做了战术的调整和阵容上的换阵。我们也是有在参加这次东京大赛之前有看，就是来这些就像 DRX 这些队伍的录像，对，会有研究。
We definitely had a lot of adjustments in terms of strategy, and we had some roster changes in terms of preparing for this Masters. And before we head to Tokyo, we had a lot of preparations, like go through the videos of different teams that are gonna playing this time in this Masters. So we had a lot of preparation at this international tournament.
Thank you. We will now open the floor to questions from remote media. Please use the Zoom hand raise feature if you'd like to ask a question, and we will call on you. First question goes to Fomos.
Thank you. I speak in Korean. 네, 안녕하세요. 저 버즈 선수와 제타 선수께 각각 질문 드리겠습니다. VCT 퍼시픽 종료 이후에 각각 어떤 부분을 좀 보완을 하셨는지에 대한 이야기를 듣고 싶고요. 그리고 옆에 계시는 각각 첫 경기 상대들에 대한 좀 어떻게 파악하고 첫 경기에 대해서 좀 어떤 모습을 보여주고 싶으신지, 그리고 이번 대회에서의 목표 성적과 포텐셜이 기대되는 팀원을 본인 포함해서 찍어주시면 되겠습니다.
일단은 뭐 저희가 이제 준결승 결승에서 보여드렸다시피 저희의 이제 뭐 약점들이 많이 보였었다고 생각하거든요. 이제 개개인적인 것보다는 이제 팀적으로나 이제 뭔가 팀적인 플레이 또 이제 맵 같은 거에서 이제 좀 약점이 보였다고 생각하는데 일단은 그런 것들에 대해서 오기 전에 확실히 짚고 이제 고치고 왔고요. 일단은 저희 첫 상대는 이제 ASE를 만나게 되는데 이 ASE가 이제 중국 팀인데 이제 저희가 중국 팀이랑 스크림을 많이 했었거든요. 그래서 서로를 잘 알기도 하고 이제 굉장히 잘하고 이제 개개인적으로 피지컬이 뛰어난 팀이라고 생각을 하기 때문에 방심을 절대 하면 안 된다고 생각을 하고 있고 일단은 상대가 국제대회 경험이 좀 적기 때문에 그런 거에서 저희가 좀 더 유리하지 않을까 싶습니다.
우선 T1 같은 경우에는 저희가 이제 퍼시픽 대회를 하면서 저희가 이제 체계적인 부분이나 이제 기본기적인 부분도 손을 많이 봤었고, 그리고 이제 조합에 있어서 저희가 숙련도 같은 이슈가 있었지만 그래도 경기를 치르고 이제 플레이오프를 넘어가면서 점점 더 이제 저희가 가다듬어 가지고 조합적으로 좀 더 준비를 많이 한 것 같고, 그리고 이제 작전적으로도 준비를 많이 해서 이제 저희 팀적으로는 아마 조금 더 옛날에 비해서 매끄럽게 이제 성적을 보여주지 않을까 기대하고 있고, 그리고 EDG 같은 경우에는 중국 내에서 이제 1등 팀으로 알고 있는데 EDG랑도 스크림을 해본 적은 있기 때문에 저희가 이제 준비한 대로, 그리고 이제 작전이랑 저희 조합 숙련도를 이제 잘 커버해서 하면은 좋은 모습 이제 보여줄 수 있지 않을까 생각하고 있습니다. 그리고 아마 이번에 저희 팀 내에서 기대해야 되는 선수라고 하면은 아마 제가 어떻게 보면은 제가 퍼시픽 플레이오프에서 좋은 모습을 보여줬기 때문에 아마 제가 한 번 더 좋은 모습을 보여줘야 되지 않을까라고 저 개인적으로 생각하고 있고, 그리고 이제 사야 플레이어 선수라고 생각합니다.
버즈 선수도 팀에서 좀 기대되는 선수? 해줘야 하는 선수?
저요. 제 버즈입니다. 제가 잘해야 될 것 같아요.
Well, the question was, what are your expectations for the Masters, and who do you think would be the key player on your team, and what do you think of your opponents, the first team you're going to play up against in Masters, who's sitting right next to you, and what were you able to improve looking back at how you performed at Pacific? And BuZz's answer was, well, I think DRX exposed our weaknesses in the grand finals. So in terms of the map pools and our play styles as well, so we were able to tweak that a bit coming into Masters. And Attacking Soul Esports, we have scrimmed them before a lot, I would say, and we're pretty familiar with their style. And I know they're individually mechanically strong, and they're strong as a team as well. So it's important to keep our guard up and make sure that we don't underestimate them. And I know that ASE is less experienced compared to us, so I think we have an edge over them in that aspect. And the key player would be me, BuZz. I really need to deliver this time around. And for Zeta, T1, in Pacific, we were able to build on our fundamentals and structure as well. And in the beginning of the season, we weren't really entirely comfortable with our compositions, but we're better prepped and we're well prepped coming into Tokyo. And we have a lot of strategies in our playbook. So I'm pretty confident that we're going to perform better than Lock-in. And EDG, I think I know that they're #1 team in China. I've scrimmed them before. I know how they play, but we just need to play our game strats and execute very well, and use our compositions to its maximum potential. And I think the key player for T1 would be me, because I really showed up. I've done a lot for the team in the Pacifics, and I feel like I really need to do that in Tokyo as well. And also Saya would be another player that I expect a lot from.
Thank you. Next question from Brandon at Esports GG.
Thank you. I'll ask this to Haodong. We're seeing the inclusion of China in the Valorant Champions Tour much more this year than in the past. So I'd just like to ask you what you would like to see, from China if it does become a full region, in the VCT, and how you think the region would fare if it does get the same support as America's EMEA and Pacific.
这个问题是问到浩东选手。那其实我们也有能看到，在中国的话，五位契约正在以一个非常迅速的一个发展方向正在发展着。那也能看到，有一个非常好的一个前景。所以在你的心目当中，你会觉得说，中国这边什么时候会成为五位契约下一个，就像EMEA 像北美像包括说亚太这样一个正式的一个赛区？你说你的期待是什么？
什么时候能成为一个赛区？这个我也不知道，需要等官方去公布吧。然后对于以后的期待，肯定就是，游戏肯定在中国发展的越来越好吧。然后对于自己的期待，就是希望能在国际赛事上展现出更好的自己。
Personally, I'm not really sure when China will be a formal region like EMEA, like Americas, like PCT. Probably we have to wait the official announcement. But for expectations in the future, personally, I'm really expecting that Valorant could have a brighter future, have a better development in China. Also, for myself, I hope that I can have a better and very good performance in the international tournaments.
Thank you. Next question from Ryan at Esports ID.
Thank you. Question for EDG and T1. What do you think about the scheduling, especially for Group A, where there will be a one-day difference between your group matches with NaVi and NRG? Do you think it will impact the games moving forward in regards of preparation when you guys face each other in the next match?
제타 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 이제 T1과 EDG가 속한 그룹이 다른 그룹보다 하루 일찍 경기를 치르잖아요. 이게 나중에 그룹 스테이지가 점점 진행됨에 따라서 좀 준비나 아니면은 뭔가 경기력에 있어서 큰 영향을 줄 것 같은지 궁금합니다.
현재로서는 하루 차이로 그렇게 크게 경기력에 영향을 줄 것 같진 않습니다.
I really don't think that one day would make a huge difference in preparation and how the team performs.
这个问题同时也问到的是浩东选手，因为想问一下你对目前的已经出这样的一个赛程的一个看法，就是因为你跟 T1 同时也是分到了 Group A 嘛，就小组 A 组，然后想问一下，其实你们如果是看到赛程的话，如果要进行第二天的比赛，其实是没有这样的一个休息时间，就是中间是没有这样的一天的一个差异的，所以你会觉得说，这对于你们的一个准备过程会有什么影响？包括说会不会对队伍的一个表现有影响呢？
我觉得对于我们的话，我们首先是备战十分充足的，准备的也很够，然后哪怕比赛接着打，我觉得我们也是可以应对的。
I think for EDG, we are very well prepared. So we had a very abundant strategies to play consecutively. So we are not very concerned about this schedule.
Thank you. Next question from Bo Rendezvous.
Hi, this question is for BuZz. During your regular season, you had not used a lot of timeouts until the final hour against Team Secret, and also during the playoffs upper bracket finals against paperrex. Was this a decision that Termi had made to kind of test out how the team would be playing without timeouts, or was it some sort of other decision as to why you guys decided to do that?
버즈 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 이제 팀 시크릿전도 그렇고 상위조에서 페이퍼렉스를 플레이오프에서 만났을 때도 그렇고 좀 마지막 순간까지 타임아웃을 잘 부르지 않는 그런 모습이었는데 이게 좀 터미 감독님의 좀 팀이 어떤 식으로 전략을 쓰고 상대가 어떤 식으로 플레이하는지를 좀 지켜보고 또 어떻게 DRX가 이겨나가는지를 보기 위해서인지 아니면 좀 다른 이유가 있는지 궁금합니다.
뭐 그런 이유도 있을 거고 이제 저희가 좀 어처구니 없는 실수로 인해서 조금 밀리는 거여가지고 오히려 더 이제 타임아웃을 안 쓴 거일 수도 있다고 생각하지만 일단은 마스터즈 챔피언스가 일단 메인이고 그 이전에 퍼시픽인데 아무래도 그 전에 저희를 조금 테스트하는 것도 어느 정도 제가 물어보진 않았지만 어느 정도 맞는 것 같고 그런 거에 대해서 저희에게 조금 더 생각하거나 이제 조금 생각할 시간을 조금 주지 않았나 싶습니다. 좀 더 이제 타임아웃 없이 코치 없이도 너희가 할 수 있다라는 그런 믿음을 주시지 않으셨나 생각합니다.
Well, what you said is partly one of the reasons, but I feel like those times when we lost, it was more on us because we were making stupid mistakes, and the timeout wouldn't really help us a lot. And I feel like I didn't really ask Termi about it, but I feel like he was really getting us prepped for Masters as well, trying to see if we as a team and the players ourselves can pull through the difficult situations, kind of figure it out on our own. And I think in that aspect, he was kind of putting a lot of faith in us to and gave us time to really reflect and fight for the rounds and trying to come up with the solutions by ourselves.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Next question from BuZz Esports.
Hi, this question is for Life. Life 你好，我是人民电竞马笑。然后我想问一下，就是因为我看到很多欧美解说，因为对你们很不了解，把你们可能战力排得比较后面。那其实你个人也很久没有和国外打比赛了。你通过这几天的训练赛，现在觉得你们战队属于什么样的水平？你们现在的目标是什么？
通过最近几天的训练赛，我们应该是处于还是中下游的水平。对，在国际上面的话，对于这一次我们目标是吸取经验，以及线下赛的经验，以及对阵国际其他队伍的一些经验。对。
This question is over to Live. The question is, it feels like a lot of American and European casters, they're not really familiar with ASE, so probably they would set ASE as a kind of not very good on the paper. Personally, you don't seem to play with internationally with the foreign teams a lot for quite a long time. So how would you feel like your team's form right now, and what's your personal goal for this Masters at Tokyo? And Live said that after several scrims in these days, I feel like internationally, I feel like ASE is still a little low mediocre. And as for my goal at this tournament is to absorb and to learn experience from this offline international tournament. And that's probably what we need to perform in this international tournament as well.
下一个问题，伦伦。
OK，这个问题给到 EDG 的Haodong选手。刚刚您也说了，这次咱们 EDG 的准备还是比较充分的。之前您的队友刚刚说这次不想一轮游了，那我想问一下，这次咱们有没有信心冲击8强呢？
信心是肯定有的，但是还是得看临场的变化吧，还是得看游戏内容吧。我的意思是。
This question is
好的，谢谢。
This question is over to EDG Haodong. I heard that you said you're very well prepared for this Masters. Also, your teammate Kang Kang said that this time you guys don't want to just play one game and then leave the stage. So are you confident to make it to quarterfinals this time? And Haodong said that definitely yes. This is the answer, but it really depends on what's going to happen in the formal matches. So it's going to be a lot of changes.
下一个问题，兔丸。
Hello， 大家好。然后这个问题是想问到 Live， 然后看得出来你今天有些紧张，然后刚刚说了就是对其他队伍有一些战术调整，研究了其他队伍，那有没有比较担心的队伍？然后在比赛当中有没有什么可以让自己放松的方法呢？谢谢。
我们比较担心的对手的话，就会担心遇到像 Fnatic、Team Laker、DRX 这种。然后我们有什么方法解除紧张？就是享受比赛，然后吸取经验，主要就是这几个字。对。
This question is over to Live. It seems like you're a little bit nervous today. Also, you mentioned about you have some strategic adjustments to other teams and you had a lot of research on them. Do you have any teams that you have an eye on? Also, do you have some special approaches to release your nerves on stage? And Live's answer is, well, talking about the teams that really we're very wary of. They're going to be Fnatic, Team Liquid, and Dragon X. As for the methods that to release the jitters on stage, we'll probably just enjoy the game and to learn and absorb more experience from that.
Thank you. Next question goes to, our next question is from Arnav at the Spike GG to BuZz. This time Masters is happening in Japan, which means Pacific teams won't have to travel a lot and there'll be no jet lag. Do you guys think it will help you guys in the tournament in terms of energy and better preparations?
버즈 선수에게 드리는 질문인데요. 이번 마스터즈는 또 일본에서 펼쳐지는 만큼 비행 시간도 짧고 또 시차도 없잖아요. 그렇기 때문에 좀 이게 한국 팀들한테 좀 더 큰 도움이 될 것 같은지 체력적으로 그리고 좀 경기를 준비하는 데 있어서 도움이 더 될 것 같나요?
일단은 저희가 이제 해외 대회 갈 때는 좀 쉬는 시간도 필요했었고 도착하자마자 좀 시차 적응 때문에 연습을 도착하고 나서 많으면 3, 4일 적으면 2, 3일 정도 연습을 제대로 못했던 경우가 꽤 있었는데 이번에는 그런 거 없이 그냥 한국에서 하던 거랑 거의 느낌이 똑같았고요. 그래가지고 아무래도 시차 적응을 조금 그 전 대회에서 덜했던 유럽 선수들이나 이제 북미 선수들이 조금 이제 일본 이제 도쿄에 와서 조금 고생하지 않을까 싶긴 합니다.
Well, when we had to travel far, further than Japan, usually for those international tournaments, we needed some days to adjust to the new country and get over the jet lag. So we weren't able to really practice for 3 or 4 days at most, or maybe 2 to 3 days at the least. But coming into Japan this time around, it was easier for us because obviously there's no jet lag, and it felt like we were kind of preparing for this match in Korea as well. So it's a super familiar place to be in. And I feel like it does give us an edge over other European or America's team because now they need to get used to traveling a long distance and kind of adjusting to the new time zone. So yeah, definitely it's going to be good for us.
Thank you. Next question from Elizabeth at the Score Esports.
Hi, I'm actually asking this on behalf of Solgay from VLR. He's unable to raise his hand due to some tech difficulties. He wants to ask Zeta. T1 had somewhat of a shift in form heading into late 2022 and early 2023 in comparison to the end of playoffs. How has it been getting to become the IGL for the team, filling in for the role that Munchkin previously held?
Compared to before, we just shifted our IGL role to Munchkin to me. And then I think our main team problem was back then we just didn't have much of structure we made, and then we didn't have much of a methodical way to finish the round easily to our other advantages. So with me IGLing, we trying to figure out those things, and then we're trying to set our strategy